Hi guys, I just want to take a minute to tell you about this amazing new Kickstarter for this RiutBag Plus bag. This is Sarah Giblin, the creator and designer of the bag. And Sarah, do you just want to take us through this bag and what it does?
Yes, thank you, Mike. So this is a secure backwards backpack because I've been making them for the last 6 years, which means there's no zips on the outside, they're all against your back. But with 2020, I've actually decided to do something completely new and create a backpack that answers some of the challenges that we as travellers have now. So my new backpack, RiutBag Plus, which is on Kickstarter at the moment, is completely wipe clean. It's made from totally wipe clean materials, from everything from the zips to the actual zip pullers and the material itself. It's also got a mask holder so you don't lose your mask and you remember to bring it with you. And there's a little hand sanitizer clip so that we can start adapting to the new world that we live in. So those are the main features of the RiutBag Plus.
Brilliant, and from a clinical point of view, that is absolutely amazing because this is tarp that it's made out of, isn't it?
Yeah, really durable but waterproof tarpaulin.
And that is really tough, that is really durable, but from a clinical point of view, what I love about this bag is that it's so easy to disinfect and wipe down and completely decontaminate from any viruses, and that's not just coronavirus, that's norovirus, that's the flu, that's the common cold. Any virus that will sit on a surface, you can just wipe this down so easily and completely disinfect it. And I love that about it, it's brilliant.
I wanted to show you, Mike, because I don't think you've ever seen a RiutBag before.
No, never.
Let alone a RiutBag Plus.
I've heard of them, but I've never actually seen one up close. I'm actually very impressed with it.
Because when I was doing my research, I was looking at paramedics bags and medics bags that are often made of the combination of the same materials, so PVCs, tarpaulin, and I was just wondering, how does this compare to the bags that you've previously seen that are used in that kind of sanitized environment?
Honestly, I think this is better. And I'm not just saying that from just because I'm here with the bag. From a practical point of view, don't get me wrong, paramedic bags are great. They're made of good materials, they're good to wipe down, they have to be because they get covered in all sorts of fluids, as you can imagine.
Absolutely.
All sorts of germs, all sorts of viruses, so they have to be easily cleaned. This is as good, if not better. For two reasons. One is the material, the tarp that it's made out of is just amazing to just easily wipe down with an alcohol gel or an alcohol wipe. The second point is that there's so few zips, there's so few pockets on it, especially on the outside. It's basically one smooth surface, so that means there's very few nooks and crannies that you can miss. There's very few pockets or pouches that you can miss cleaning behind, because not all pockets and pouches are attached to it. Sometimes they're just clipped on, and it's very easy to miss cleaning behind them. This bag doesn't have any of that. It's just so well designed as one flat surface essentially. The only zips that you do have on the back here, and there's nothing that is really protruding out, so there's no real nooks and crannies that you can miss. It's so easy to clean, and I love that.
Brilliant, thank you so much. And I just, for people out there who are beginning to leave their homes, they're going to supermarkets, they might even have to do short trips, or they're going to work. What are the most important things when they are traveling that is within their control?
Well, the most important things for me, personally, I've always taken the point of view that you have to take your own initiative and protect yourself and take steps to reduce any risk to yourself that you can. You can never have 100% risk-free travel. You just can't. And that goes for whether you're staying at home or whether you're travelling abroad.
Exactly, that's a rule for life.
It is. You can never have 0% risk. But what you can do is you can take a lot of steps to reduce that as much as possible. And this bag with it being so easy to wipe clean from an infection prevention control point of view, you've reduced the risk of this being contaminated and you picking up that virus and contaminating yourself with it. You've reduced that risk. It's theft proof, it's pickpocket proof, so you've reduced that risk as well. And what this pack does, more than just the practical aspects of reducing that risk, it gives you such a great peace of mind to know that when you're travelling, the risk is so low. You've done everything that you can do to reduce that risk, and this pack is one really important aspect of that.
I think that's a really good point, actually. Like, whenever I think about travel safety, and I think in 2020 we now understand travel safety as not just about theft or no theft, but it is about hygiene and being able to be sanitary as well.
Definitely.
Like that's new, that's sort of more in people's idea of what a safe travel is. I've always thought of it as having the right stuff, organising your stuff properly so that nothing gets stolen, but also the travel behaviours that you have. And that is, once you've got all of that in place, you've sort of done it in advance, you've ticked it off, and then you don't have to worry about it as
That's
much.
exactly right, and it's not something that anyone should be paranoid about. It's not something that everyone should be completely worried about all the time. That's not the point of being aware of all of this. The point of it is to incorporate little behavioural changes, little things in your life. Like I said before, for example, me getting on a plane and just cleaning the surfaces around me. I do that automatically without thinking now. It's just normal part of my getting on a plane routine.
So it's not because you feel you don't get on feeling worried about that.
No, I'm not worried in any way, shape or form. I have never been afraid to travel. I have never been worried about a specific virus. Even right now, I would quite happily get on a plane tomorrow and not be worried about coronavirus or anything else.
But that's because of the things that you do
Exactly.
to reduce the risk.
It's the little behavioural changes that are completely normal to me, and a lot of people are just starting to learn about now and just starting to incorporate into their own behaviour, and it reduces that that level of risk, but it also gives you that peace of mind. So if you're doing it every day without thinking about it, you've got that peace of mind that the risk is low already, and you've done above and beyond what you need to do to reduce the risk even further.
Especially you, when you're going into planes and actually like disinfecting it, you're leaving it cleaner than when you got there. You're such a good member of like the world's community.
Exactly. I mean, if everyone did it, it'd be such a better place.
Do you know, this reminds me of when I've never experienced it myself, but in Japanese football games, all of the fans take all their rubbish with them when they go.
Yeah.
And can you imagine if everyone were given a wipe in a plane every single time?
Well, I was brought up with that. I mean, I've studied Japanese martial arts my entire life since I was 6 years old, and one of the big things we had growing up was after every training session, obviously everyone would be throwing each other around, would all be sweating, the mats would be sweaty. Every single one of the students would do their part in mopping, cleaning up, wiping the mats down. It was just a normal part of our routine after we'd finished training. It is very much part of the Japanese culture and very much part of the martial arts culture as well.
Yeah.
But I think that's sort of,
in.
it's built that sort of habit into me as well.
Yeah. But were you doing it before you were a nurse? Do you remember?
Not to the extent that I do now. I think because again, like I said, the martial arts sort of drilled that aspect into me a little bit. But my nurse training actually gave me so much more knowledge and so much more of the academic reason behind it.
Yeah.
It sort of increased and changed my behaviour again, because obviously everything you do, everything you learn, every new piece of information you get impacts on your behaviour, and that's how you constantly evolve and change. So I've incorporated that into my normal behaviour now. This is why I think this pack is so important, because it's so easy to clean, so easy to just get into the habit of having an alcohol wipe and just wiping it down, that people don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
It's not something that is so arduous that it's a task that they will specifically have to do. It's something that they can get into the habit of doing. Every flight, every day, every time they take it out hiking or whatever it might be, they can get home, wipe it down, and it's clean and disinfected. And that ease of use will make it so much easier for people to make it a habit and make it form part of the normal behaviour.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your point of view on all of this.
No problem.
That's absolutely brilliant.